German glace potato soup with German sausage. Okay, we're going to start our potatoes after they've been diced and washed first and then diced. Put enough water in them just to cover up the potatoes, maybe ½ inch more. We're going to go ahead and put that on high on our stove. We're going to add our onions, about ½ cup of onions, also to it. And I like pepper, so I add about two tablespoons of pepper. And just bring that to a boil until your potatoes are done. While we're doing this, we're going to take German sausage, frozen out of the freezer, put some water on it, just enough thawed out to get the package open so you can start cooking the sausage. We're going to take our German sausage, which is frozen solid. We're going to put it in a pan. We're going to put it on a low-medium heat. So about 4.5 is what you want it on. We're going to add about a 1/4 cup of water, maybe a little bit less, and about 3 to 4 tablespoons, or maybe a little bit more, of vegetable oil. We're going to cover it and just let it cook. Okay, we're going to take 6 eggs, 6 raw eggs. We're going to put them in our mixing bowl. This is for the dumplings. And we're going to mix these up really good. Now we're going to add ½ teaspoon of salt. We're going to add 1 cup of flour. Just 1 cup to start off with. 1/4 cup of water. We're going to mix this up. Once we get this mixed up, we're going to add more flour to it. We want it kind of sticky, but not real sticky, but still kind of a little runny. So we're going to mix this up really good. Okay, we're going to add more flour, up to 1 more cup of flour. Not quite the whole cup. We want about 2 cups in here when we're done. So add most of your flour. Just kind of see where you're at. Now we're just going to let this sit until our potatoes are about ready. Okay. Once our potatoes are almost finished, we're going to start another pot of water and we're going to get it boiling. To make our dumplings, we're going to add about 2 tablespoons of oil. I'm going to bring that to a boil. I had to turn my sausage down because I had it way too high. It's almost cooked all the way through. We're just going to turn it down really low, just let it keep cooking for a little while. Okay, once our potatoes are done, we have started already boiling some water. Those are going to be for our dumplings. We're going to add 1 can of condensed milk straight to our potatoes. We're going to use the water that's in there, so don't drain the water out. I'm going to add this right to it. And then we're going to put 1 stick of butter in here also. So 1 stick of butter. We're going to turn it down to a medium heat. Now we're going to start making the dumplings. This is the old school way of making the dumplings. Take your dough with a fork, take a little piece, very little, set it inside. That'll make your dumplings. That's actually almost too big right there. That's too big. That's all right. I don't do it this way anymore, but I'm just showing you so you know how to do it. There's your dumpling. Put in your water. Dumpling. Put in your water. This is going to make the dumplings kind of big. You can go through this whole thing and make your dumplings this way. Cook them until they're floating on the top. Let them cook for a little bit longer. And then what they're going to do is you got to take one out, cut it in half, make sure it's finished. Once it's finished, then you take something to get them out of here and just put them right into your soup. Okay, instead of making these all by one at a time with a fork, I use what's called a spitzel maker. You can pick these up at most stores. They're not that expensive. Take your dough and just put it inside the middle of it. Make sure that you clean it first, of course. And just slowly run it back and forth. And then once you get most of your dough through here, let them cook until they all float up. They're not going to be big pieces. They're going to be small, not that big. And just add them straight to your soup. And that's what they look like with a spitzel maker. We're just going to put those right in the soup. Now we're just going to finish cooking the rest of this dough the same way and just put it right in the soup. And we'll be back at that time. Okay, now that we got all of our dumplings in here, we're going to take another can of evaporated milk. We're going to add it. And another stick of butter. We're going to turn this way down low to about a low heat, and just kind of let this cook down a little bit. Once our sausage is done, we're going to take some of our grease. There's a lot in here, just a little bit of it. We're going to pour it right into the soup. Not much, that'll just give it a little bit of flavoring. What you've got left in your pan, take hot water, pour it on top. Let this cook, that'll help you clean your pan. I always have vinegar floating around. Put a couple tablespoons of vinegar in there. A little bit more, whatever. Let it boil. That'll clean your pan really good. Okay, after cooking down for about 20 minutes to a half an hour, it's going to start thickening up. Once you're finished with this, it might thicken up really hard. And if you don't want it really hard, you can add one more can of evaporated milk. And that'll keep it soupy. But that's it. Salt and pepper to taste. Hope you enjoy.